Okay, it's 10 o'clock on WREK Atlanta. It's time for Live from WREK. Tonight we have Mark Kozelek from the Red House Painters. So without further ado, I'm going to let you listen in.
Don't want you in my life anymore. Don't want you in my house. Don't want you spending nights anymore. Don't want you in my life anymore. There's other thoughts in the mind when you bore me to death. Don't want you in my life anymore. Don't want you coming around. Don't want you calling me anymore. Don't want you in my life anymore. There's other thoughts in the mind when you bore me to death. Don't wanna hear about him back home. What you know about her? What you know about him? Could you tell me how you feel about me? There's nothing more sicker than when all the lovers don't click. You're not hearing me, and don't you feel it in your heart? And if you do, then why do I always have to ask? I have mistaken you for something new. Would I have not been so restless and desperate, I wouldn't be living with this now, living with this now. The first few nights were so nice, and then you showed me your real self, empty as the dull songs you make me listen to, you make me listen to. Haven't you had enough? So stop calling me. And when you do, please try to never come around. Oh, I'm missing Virginia and the girl I love who lives there. Chances I'm wrong about most of the things I believe in, so unstable and unable to work hard and to settle down and die. And I go back to the country, maybe twice a year. When I'm fed up with the city and about to go crazy. I guess it makes me feel working like causing age unimportant, not so old and torn and full of regret.
Okay, we're here live from WREK. We're listening to Mark Kozelek of the Red House Painters. Is that right?
That's right.
All right, Mark. Take a little breather, and why don't you tell us a little bit about the origination of the band?
Okay, well, it all started out with a band called God Forbid. We were from Northeast Ohio, and we moved down to Atlanta from there. We weren't having any luck, and since then, you know, the band went through some changes, and we broke up, and me and a bass player from God Forbid, we stuck together pretty tight. And then we got Anthony here, and so we started this new band called the Red House Painters. This is, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 months ago. And we went back up to Ohio. There's a studio up there we're real comfortable with, and we went up there and we recorded what was going to be an album, which still may be, but the problem is we haven't had any luck getting signed down here. We've, you know, taken our stuff to various labels, mostly underground labels here in Atlanta, and 688, Twilight Records, DB Records, couple other ones, and it just seems like in Atlanta, you know, it's like they're really focusing towards, you know, signing certain sort of bands, and we're just not fitting into that, I guess. So anyhow, that's how we got together, and that's what's been happening with us. And right now, the plans are we're going to be moving out to the West Coast. I think everything out there is a lot more wide open. I think California in general, you know, has a lot of labels and stuff, and I think we'll have, you know, better luck getting signed out there.
Okay,
So.
that covers a lot of bases.
Yeah.
So as far as past work, you haven't done anything out in Atlanta, is that right?
No.
We were gonna play the Royal Peacock tonight, but it burned down.
Yeah, that's right.
Did it burn down?
Yeah, but it burned
We're playing the
down.
Jedi Lounge next week.
That's right, Club Jedi.
What about God Forbid? Did they ever play out when they
Yeah, God Forbid
Yeah.
was on the circuit. You know, we played at Club Rio, we played at Metroplex, 688 Margaritaville. We were on the circuit pretty good, you know.
How would you relate the God Forbid sound to the Red House Painters? Is it similar, or have you tried to do something new?
It's not very similar, you know. God Forbid was the music was real simple, and there was a real low tone to that band. There was just something real drudgy and something real mysterious about that band, and this band, everything's a little bit more clear. The songs are, you know, a lot more well thought out. You know, more work, you know, on the lyrics and things like that.
You were in a transitional period at that time, right? From one form of music to another.
Yeah, you know, it's like you just sort of change. You know, with God Forbid, you know, I was writing, you know, certain sort of songs. I was in a certain state of mind at that time, you know, in Ohio and stuff, and come down here, you change a little bit, you know, and things are a little bit different, so you start writing about new things, and, you know, the band broke up, and who wants to keep doing the same old thing, you know, so.
Seems to me a lot of bands that are playing out lately, I shouldn't even say lately, but a lot of them don't have much thought put into their music, and, you know, it's good to see that there are people out there that care about, you know, what they're doing,
Yeah.
and it seems to me like you've got the right approach to things.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you want to play something else now?
Yeah, it's gonna take me a few minutes. I gotta tune my guitar in a
Alright.
different way here.
So right now your band consists of what?
I'm the drummer, he's the guitar player, and at this point we're gonna pick up another bass player in California and another guitar player.
Right. Eventually, you know, I just plan on, right now, you know, everything's been studio, so I've just been doing, you know, guitars. I did, you know, all the keyboards and vocals and all that on our last tape, but eventually we'd like to get it 4-piece for just, you know, just me on vocals and have a guitar player, bass player. You know.
We've been together for 3 months rehearsing, and we went and did the 14-song master, you know, tape. taking it around. David Lindsley listened to it. He said he liked it, and we've presented it to 688, and we tried to get it to DB Records, but they haven't listened to it yet. We haven't heard anything from 688 either. And we were gonna get another bass player and start playing out in Atlanta, but we decided to go ahead and move to California. So.
And I guess your biggest inspiration behind that decision is the underground in Atlanta is not strong enough to support.
No, I feel that in Atlanta, there is support for bands in Atlanta, and there are plenty of clubs to play out. There's a healthy music scene in Atlanta. It's not bad, but it's just that California is you're closer to the major labels in California. There's just more going on there. Atlanta's a good place. It's not a bad place, but California's bigger. There's more there. Mark likes California and he wants to live there, so.
If I'm not mistaken, you have some family out there, is that right?
No.
No. You intend to.
Oh, wait, make sure this is right. Okay, this is a song I wrote a while ago. This is called Surrounded, and for a few reasons. This, to me, is probably one of the most important songs that I'll play tonight. It's one that means the most to me at this time of my life, or whatever.
Why don't you tell them what it means or why you wrote it?
Well, Surrounded, what it's basically about is it's like, of course it's from personal experience and everything, but it's basically about a person who's is set in their ways, and they're very straight thinking, they're very positive, and that person is also very artistic and ends up being trapped in a sort of a situation where there's no true friends, everybody around him, because he might be in the music business or whatever, everybody around him's doing a lot of drugs, and everybody's losing in a lot of ways, and it's basically about a person that's sort of trapped in that situation, when it and whether there's hope of getting out of it, who knows, but it's about being in that situation. Welcome to pain, the sun leaves for the rain, never to come out again, the child stays in, it all feels bad, you're surrounded by another form of death, they never turn down tricks, they're at home, they have no imagination. Sad souls lying warm, sucking slowly on energy, no hope in their eyes. It all feels bad, you're surrounded by a sick form of life. and continue to die there in the rinse wind. You talk to yourself to have someone to talk to. You long at each day to feel the warmth of the sun. You know you will. You're so full of life. You can be surrounded. You know you will. You're so full of life. You can be surrounded. Okay, now I gotta get back in my normal tune again.
Should we play something off the
Yeah.
tape while you're tuning? It's called Shackles and a Picture of the Key. That's from the tape that we did. It's the whole band.
Yeah. So if this does get pressed, this will be the first song on the second side of the album.
What is the song about exactly?
Oh, Shackles and a Picture of the Key. I don't know. It's just it's
It's a song about.
Come on, you know.
yeah.
Come on.
I know. I wrote the song. I should know. Well, it's sort of about it kind of deals with the topic of the last one a little bit. It's about sort of being in a situation where you're with other people and it's like you're trying to make decisions, you know, you're trying to take a step up, but there's other people that are involved, you know, and it's like they might not be as motivated and stuff, and it's kind of basically about how your days get real repetitive, you know, and it's like you're just doing the same thing every day, and you're saying, well, yeah, it's cool, you know, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, 6 months I'll be there, a year I'll be there, you know, and it's like, and you can sort of keep saying that, and 6 months later you're still saying 6 months, you know, until you accomplish whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, and that's what Shackles and a Picture of the Key is all about. So
that'll be with the full band.
Okay.
yeah, this is the Red House.
Yeah,
Painters,
this is
right?
Red House Painters with Shackles and a Picture of the Key.
These chains that hold me down, another layer painted on them every day, and I built them, but cannot seem to break them until it burn the day. And even on these fronts, way out unheard of, another layer to pouring over. 17, and even since then.
Okay, you're listening to Live from WREK. That was the Red House Painters, and that was not live, but we do have Mark Kozelek of the Red House Painters and Anthony Koutsos here tonight with us on the show. And Mark Kozelek is now going to play another song off of their tape for you.
Yeah, okay, this song is Nearly Club Death, and it's one of the longer songs out of the ones that I'm playing, and it's kind of got a neat idea behind it. It's basically about getting caught up into the club scene, which I think is something that everybody does probably sometime in their life, and for me it was going to clubs and stuff. I started going when I was 16, 17, whatever, and I pretty much got burned out on it before people that I meet later in life do. So while all my friends are still going out to clubs and stuff, I'm staying home and doing other things. And it's just basically how people can get wrapped up into the club scene, and they're sort of like going there all the time, going to clubs, going out to weekends, Club Rio, and just like they're just looking for the answer, just like people going to church. It's like they're going, hoping something is going to happen, and they wake up the next day and they've got to get back out there again, and it's sort of how people get wrapped up into that shit, and it's so it's sort of going against the idea of that anyhow, something like that. But anyhow, this is Nearly Club to Death. had it in. We don't know anyone. It seems our hollow end who's intruding, ignoring you like a spy. It's not drinking and dancing in the smile. Take the color out. Oh, watch the screen and I can identify the ones that I know with the stars and that I could desire. I've never been able to find me. And when I've come down, I know that it's okay. So I've never been without these things. But there are other things that I'm good at doing, that what I'd rather be good at doing. And one day they may know, and so what if they don't, as long as it's touched you. Okay, this next song, actually it's not titled yet, and it's something that I just, I don't know, I finished a couple of days ago. I started working on it a few days before that, and it's, you know, something that hasn't been recorded yet, and this is something we'll probably end up, you know, working out if we end up re-recording everything, you know, to mix down our record. And so I'll go ahead and do that. Let's see. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I wanted to throw in there. Most of your work sounds like it was inspired to a great deal. So I thought this would be a good time to ask you about inspiration.
Yeah. Inspiration. Well, I don't know. Let's see.
It's a deep subject.
I don't know. I don't really, listen to records, and think, oh God, this band's really onto it. I want to do just what this band's doing. There's a lot of vocalists I like. I like Jim Morrison. I like Morrissey. There's a lot of guitar players I like. And there's people I like, but I never really listen to people and think I want to sound just like that. And most of the people that I listen to, the music sounds absolutely nothing like it. So I don't, concentrate too much on, who I want to sound like or trying to get this guy's style. But it's like I listen to all kinds of music. I play some classical guitar. I was brought up on, the super groups. Yes, Led Zeppelin. That sort of stuff. Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Now I don't know. I listen to the Smiths, and I listen to some new music, mostly British music. And I don't know. There was a time when I was into hard rock, heavy metal. There was a time when I played in thrash bands and punk bands and all that kind of stuff. So I don't really know where
it kind of all blends together.
Maybe it all blends together. I don't know, but I really don't. I don't know who's inspired me to sound.
One thing about Mark's writing is it's all basically from his own personal experience.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Other than inspirations from other bands, there are other things that inspired you.
It's mostly experiences, and sometimes it seems to me that the songs are never written about anything that just happened one time or happened in one day, or you're going along and you do something, you get in a car wreck or whatever, and you say, hey, I'm going to write a song about this. That's not the way I write music. And for me, it's like, when you're in a band, you're a struggling musician, I go through a lot of things where I'll be living in one apartment for a while, for 6 months, I'll be, living with somebody for 6 months, you switch, you go live in another part of town, and my songs are basically, written, for a certain period of time when I lived in a certain place, and sort of like the whole experience of it, So it's not me to write a couple of songs a week or go for quantity of songs. It might take me 6 months to write maybe 1, 2, 3 good songs. Good songs from my perspective anyhow. So
you don't always necessarily write about things that happen to you though, right?
It usually is all things that have happened with me personally. It usually all falls into relationships I've been in, whether it's friendships or romantic relationships.
You do all the writing for the band?
Yeah.
Yeah. He even writes the drum parts.
I even write the drum parts, and I stay on.
You have something real inspirational that you can play for us now?
Something real inspirational. Well, I'll tell you what I played right now is kind of a weird version of something that's on the tape that we did, and I think this is one of the first songs that we put together. And what this song is basically about it's basically about we, like I said, a couple of us come from Ohio, and it's about when you move away, or you move to the city, At least my personal experience has been like this, You move away to the city, things start happening for you. You start to change a little bit, and then you come home, and it's like the people have this attitude, with you, like there's something wrong or something messed up with you because you're changing, and they're all staying the same. You go up and everybody's working the same jobs, and everybody's doing the same thing and listening to the same music. And you go up, and you're looking a little bit different, you're thinking a little bit different, you're doing something totally different, and they're like, oh, God, he's really weird now. It's sort of it's sort of about that, going back to the small town situation, and dealing with those old friends, say, whatever. But anyhow, this is called a nice place to visit. Okay. I'm too caught up in myself. So I can help you. No, I can help you with yourself. And if there was a way, no, I wish I could tell you when we could visit again. And I need to lighten up. I can't see another bad day soon. I cannot wait for the salary of feeding to your company. Cause I know where I want to be. So let me. So let me. Okay, we'll do that.
Or you could do that toward the end.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm going to give Mark's strings a rest, and I'm going to play something from the Red House Painters off their new tape. This is Surrounded by the Red House Painters.
Welcome to pain, the sun leaves for the rain, never to come out again. The boy stays in, it all feels bad. You're surrounded by another form of death. They never turn down tricks, they're at home, they have no imagination. Souls line the walls, sucking slowly on energy, no hope in their eyes. It all feels bad. You're surrounded by a sick form of life. They all feel bad and continue to die. Their ignorance wins. You talk to yourself to have someone to talk to. You long at each day to feel the warmth of the sun. You know you will. You're so full of life. You can be surrounded.
Okay, that was the Red House Painters. You're listening to Live at WREK, and we have Mark Kozelek of the Red House Painters here tonight playing an acoustic set for us. And I'm going to turn it over to him.
Okay, this song's called "The Starving," and it's not a song that the Red House Painters does. It's a song. It's one of the first songs that God Forbid wrote. This was written, well over 2 years ago. And the reason I'm going to play it is, since we are going to be moving out to San Francisco here in a few weeks, and this is just sort of a moving away song. This is a song we wrote, right before we moved, from Ohio to Atlanta, and I figure it's a good moving away song, and so I'm going to go ahead and play it. This is called "The Starving." Passing miles, memories around, makes me uneasy. Things will always be the same. The
Okay, you've been listening to Mark Kozelek of the Red House Painters. That's about going to wrap up our show live from WREK tonight.